Hello, guys and gals, me Mudahar, and today I wanted to talk about something pretty serious. Now, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, I think if you follow this channel, you probably know what the dark web is. You probably know what the red rooms are. And it feels like every year, every so often, I'm almost here sitting down and debunking a bit of misinformation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this topic is pretty extreme to me because as somebody that's made over 200 episodes of exploring the dark web, each of them being an hour and a half, sometimes up to 2 hours in length. I would sit down, well, 2 hours of raw recording, but I would sit down and explore the darker side of the internet, the goofier side, and I would show both the scary aspects, and I would also try to show some of the funnier aspects of the entire site. The reason why I don't really make those kind of videos as much as you would expect is not because I've grown bored of the subject, actually far from it. It's just that usually when you're browsing websites on the Tor relay, you're probably going to come across the same Hitman websites, and unfortunately when you go onto the old dark web, there are a lot of websites that contain, I would say, things that are quite illegal. And for my own mental health's sake, and for the mental health sake of pretty much you guys, it's always worth not jumping into those situations. I would rather not partake in any kind of content where the grand majority of this entire platform, the Tor relay, is unfortunately heading towards a very illicit side. And generally, what I'm trying to say is, as I browse the deep web, I would utilize link lists and search engines, and usually those search engines would catalog some really goofy stuff, okay? Like sometimes you'd find the crazy story about like people selling like, quote unquote human meat or something. Basically really goofy, outlandish stuff. You'd find like some weird Lithuanian mafia or something like that with the most outlandish website and laugh about it. Sometimes you would find an entire website about like trees, okay? Literally the history of trees or teeth or sometimes buying something from old Gacy. It would just be filled with goofy crap. But unfortunately, when that stuff bleeds into the illegal, that's bad for the mental health, and it's also just stuff that is better spent reporting to the federal authorities or people that can actually take care of it. There's really no content there. Now, Red Rooms, all right, aside from that diatribe, now there's an account known as Dom Lucre, the breaker of narratives. I've probably shouted this account out before when I was talking about the crazy airplane lady. But, this person posted a little bit of misinformation. On July 15, 2020, two 17-year-old boys in Italy were arrested for paying to see, the youth going through the ringer, so to speak. I have to keep things a little bit censored just for, the guideline's sake. And also, it's not stuff that I feel so comfy sharing. They utilized a location on the dark web called Red Rooms, which is often thought to be a myth. In these Red Rooms, you can pay someone to do demonic acts to another human being for a large amount on a live stream. So you might be like, whoa, are these Red Rooms real? If you were a longtime viewer of me, you probably realize that it's not the case. Now, to understand, live requests have a very significant cost and ensure very high earnings for foreign organizations that carry out such inhuman acts, one investigator explains. And, of course, that's pretty much the general idea of it. People need to wake up and know how sick this gets and how our country is hiding it. These videos would change anyone's life forever. Why does Google only bring up government links and statistics, but never shows arrests when you search things like human trafficking, for instance? First off, we need to divert attention towards things that are real. So this is an example of the Red Room. You've probably seen this a million times on deep web browsing, okay? In fact, I'm going to bring one up just for you when we get onto the dark web. But obviously, this is one of the actual articles that was brought up, okay, from an Italian news agency. So the article here was from 2020, which detailed pretty much what Dom was exactly talking about. And in this situation, there were also accounts from Twitter that says Dutch police arrested 6 men on kidnapping and serious charges. They found a makeshift torture chamber containing a dentist chair and whatnot. Now, to stop right over here, Dom had posted a photo, a censored photo from one of the most illicit pieces of material out on the internet. I'm not going to give you the name of it. I'm going to tell you that an individual known as Peter Scully, if you don't know who this guy is, there's an amazing bit of documentary work on by 60 Minutes Australia that covered this individual, this Australian offender, who is currently imprisoned for life and an additional 129 years for participating in one of the most illicit criminal media rings out of the Philippines. And once this person was eventually caught, there were children under the age of literally 10 that were unfortunately abused and used for incredibly sick purposes. Now, out of one of the actual unfortunate real pieces of illicit media this person made, Dom shared an image that ended up getting his X account terminated for a little bit. The reason for suspension should be shown, along with the ability to appeal quickly and easily. There are so many layers of software, I don't know why we're talking about the software stack. I'm told his account was suspended for posting exploitation pictures associated with the criminal conviction of that Peter Scully Australian individual. And that's coming right from the CEO, Elon Musk. Not the CEO anymore, the site's actual owner, Elon Musk. Now, in this case, a lot of people brought this up as, is this are they banning an account because they're trying to hide the truth? Is Elon part of the establishment? He's a billionaire. Of course he's part of the establishment. But again, even if you're posting censored images from this illicit videotape, which I can confirm if the image that Dom had posted is from that tape, because I've never seen it. That's a tape that's only ever seen by law enforcement agents. Of course you're gonna get your account banned. Simple as that. The fact that Dom ended up getting their account back anyways is a little weird from X's, point of view, but hey, I'll leave that up to the website right there and then. Even when you look close into what Dom's saying, the photo on the right is an image from the video that was sent. It is a 1-year-old named Daisy. Yeah, dog, you probably shouldn't be posting or retweeting or reposting any of that stuff right there and then. Again, if you get your account suspended for it, that should probably be like the luckiest case scenario. Usually in a situation like this, if you were posting anything like that, you would absolutely have federal authorities knocking on your doorstep, okay? That is what it is. Now, the idea of red rooms have been around for so long that we have to actually discuss just where the interest came from. If you were back in the day growing up, when I was young, there were movies like Hostel, movies like 8mm with Nicolas Cage and Joaquin Phoenix, but when it comes to red rooms, there were big popular movies like Untraceable that was really popular. In fact, even when it came to illicit movies like this and illegal snuff stuff, there were even video games like Manhunt that gained notorious popularity covering the subject. Back in the early 2000s when VHSs were on the rise, and much like the Red Room myth, obviously with VHS snuff material, there's never even been one verifiable example of law enforcement coming across anything commercially produced. There have been, however, fake ones, and obviously with the rise of the internet, well, there's been people who uploaded fake material, sometimes in unfortunate cases, real material onto the internet as well. But as far as the VHS black market industry, none of that was ever confirmed. Obviously, as the internet grew into popularity, there was an element of illegal stuff constantly being shared around on the internet. And to this day, to this minute, there still is. But lots of law enforcement agencies around the world work against this kind of stuff, and that's what it is. So, to understand, going to the deep web here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you just what kind of websites exist. Now, one red room that took me, I want to say 30 seconds to find was the Shout Room. You won't find kid screams here. You won't find dog screams neither, but you'll find any other kind of scream. Why? Because, I don't know. Passphrase is now $150. And of course, I'm going to blur out the actual Proton link just because I don't feel like advertising this kind of stupid behavior, but it is what it is. So there is a passphrase you enter, and apparently you're supposed to see some really degenerate stuff. They're selling illegal materials, it seems, for $150. Now, the Red Room me and you know it looks like this. So Red Room, join or leave. And of course, when you join, you could become a spectator. We've seen this a million times on deep web browsing, but if you're somebody that jumped into my channel for the first time, I'm going to show you why this is bullshit. So you can pay to be a spectator for 0.2 Bitcoins. You can pay to be a commander, a master for a Bitcoin, the Grandmaster for 5 Bitcoin. And of course, they always sell you the last event, a video that you can buy right now. Now, they'll tell you how to set up your instructions for an account page, and then of course you can download Tails USB, and after event you can destroy the USB you burned that operating system to. So again, if you look into their last event, they always give you a Bitcoin address. And of course, if you highlight this Bitcoin address, let's see how many dumb people actually fell for the scam. So let's see, they totally received $6. Oh boy. Total, yeah, they ended up making like $6, I guess, throughout this entire experience. Now, if somebody got scammed out of their $6, well, in this situation, I'm not saying I endorse the scammer. No. But I don't feel bad for anybody who's choosing to buy what is obviously sold as illegal material. In reality, the website you're looking at over here and the website Dom talked about is an FBI honeypot that literally exists to find the most lowest hanging fruit imaginable. Dumbasses willing to pay for something like this. In reality, the dark web is, the way that it works, the way that the onion system works, is you're constantly routing from point to point to point. And it basically means that trying to live stream off of the deep web, it would be so incredibly slow that people who are trying to watch high definition video of people being tortured in a red room is just literally impossible as far as the logistics of the deep web is considered. Now, true, somebody could create a virtual private network and secretly invite people into it and use customized browser technology, and sometimes these sites bill it like that to make it look realistic. But to this day, in 2023, there has been no actual evidence of a red room. Trust me, if it was real, I would be the first channel on YouTube to bring that news in front of you, okay? I have done 200 episodes of the deep web. Trust me, I know. This shit doesn't exist. It is all a scam. The reason why it kind of burns me a little bit too, and why this misinformation gets me, is not because I'm trying to hide the truth from anybody. It's because there's actually real evil in the world right now. If you want to find some really sick, disgusting types of people, go to any game, go to like Roblox, hell, go to like any computer chat room, go to like any messaging application on smartphones, hell, go to any popular social media app like X, or formerly known as Twitter, and there are actually trends where sick, disgusting people hide and utilize to advertise illicit material and then DM each other actual illegal material. It happens on Telegram, it happens on WhatsApp, it happens on Meta. Hell, there are even the dark sides of YouTube where literally there are weird trends people can get into. And there are people trading illicit material on comment sections. I have, throughout my years on YouTube, looked at really dark rabbit holes on social media. And where I really get pissed off is people try to ignore what's actually going on in the real world and look towards the fantasy land of these deep web scams. Now, regardless of the size and scope of these platforms, obviously no matter what, X, YouTube, Facebook, they're all going to have issues with, bad material uploaded. And it's their efforts in actually countering this stuff is what you have to look for. YouTube, for instance, has a lot of CSAM protections, actual services, machine learning services they offer for free to other companies to combat illicit material. Same with Microsoft and PhotoDNA. So obviously, while social media services do have a big problem, there are counters to this, there are guards against this, and there's actual agencies and teams that work round the clock to make sure bad material doesn't keep getting uploaded. This stuff is cataloged, fingerprinted, and it's usually sent directly to the NCMEC and the federal authorities, and then in conjunction they work to stop bad people. In reality, there's plenty of illicit shit on the internet, and there are, thankfully, some ways that you can help. I showed this a while ago, the FBI ECAP program, the Most Wanted ECAP, which basically is an FBI program, the Endangered Child Alert program, where they end up giving out actual images, sometimes from illicit materials, to basically get people to identify illegal things, to identify symbols, identify people, and help the FBI solve cases in regards to trafficking and missing kids. There is an entire Reddit board, r/traceanobject, of people who look at objects that the FBI links out, or any federal agency, just to help assist with investigations. If you know what any of these things are, contact law enforcement and tell them, because your information could actually save somebody's life. There is real evil in the world right here, and it exists all around us. You don't have to go delving into conspiracy theories and fantasy in order to like fulfill some like weird dark rabbit hole hunt that you have. It's all available right here, and there's actually things that you can do to assist law enforcement and actually stop bad people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end things off right here. I just wanted to clear up some misinformation and provide you guys the abject reality when it comes to the red rooms on the internet, the dark web, the mysteries all around us. There are real evils going on in the world, and you can stop them today. So you don't have to look too far. You don't have to look into the Hollywood-esque world that some people dream up in their heads. There is real evil on real social media platforms, and the best thing you can do is fill out your actual like paperwork. You can fill out your crime tips. You can report, and you can even assist law enforcement in identifying information that can help them stop really evil people. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.